Hello, my name is Shandon Williams and I am the owner of Isthmus Wellness. And today I am fortunate to be interviewing Danielle Jeffco on massage therapy. Danielle is our master oil blender, our massage manager, and she also holds a more advanced certification in the Arvigo techniques of Mayan abdominal therapy, also known in short as ATMAT. So a lot of great work there, and maybe she'll share some of her expertise on pregnancy today as well. So did I miss anything in your intro?
Mm-mm.
Did that feel complete?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what we'll do is today we're just going to kind of go through and just have a conversation, learn a little bit about massage from you, learn a little bit about you, and what it's like here as a massage therapist. Sound good?
Sounds great.
So I think what I'd love to hear, and I think I know, but I might not, is tell us why you do massage. Like, what is your driving force behind the motivation to do?
Yeah. My grandmother was a massage therapist when I was very young.
Okay.
So she first introduced me to the craft, if you will. She would have clients come to the home. She had a really nice office space, and I got to really be integrated into her life in that way. And just before falling asleep, she would give me massages. She would talk to me about the techniques that she's doing, and I never really thought about it until I decided, like, I want to do something for people. I want to provide this to the world. This is what I would like to do as a career, and I decided that massage was a really great stepping stone into that kind of work for myself. And in school, I was hearing my grandmother like telling me these very techniques. I'm like, oh my gosh, she was doing tuina. She was doing this type of effleurage. She was like using these different techniques. And so it really struck a chord for me. Like, I can take this and run with it. And it's been really wonderful for me to take those things from the things that I learned from my grandmother and use that to help other people feel as good as I did.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love that. And so that's kind of your how, like why you started. So like just being of service to others, kind of carrying on the family tradition in some way.
Yeah.
How would you say for you, from when it started to now, like how has it evolved for you? Like what does it look like now? So getting into it for service, where would you say you feel you are at with your career?
The type of massage that I thought I was going to be doing has really evolved. First of all, adding that Mayan abdominal therapy to my toolbox. I mean, going through East-West schooling, I have so many tools to use to help people.
So you're trained in the Eastern and the Western?
Eastern and the Western. I mean, I really have a great appreciation for how deep the knowledge is in this healing. There's just so many different ways that you can access the body's healing mechanics and to help people feel really good. And I think that the thing that's morphed for me in my practice is how much I can access and how much I can do. It's not just one technique. It's going to be different every single time. And I think that sort of opens a bunch of freedom for me to really almost play with the tools and really enjoy my practice, enjoy the work that I do for people.
Nice. Great. Sounds like you're having a good time.
It's really fun.
So I'm going to skip ahead. I kind of go out of order here a little bit. What would surprise people to learn about massage? Like, what would surprise them?
I think the most surprising thing about massage would be that deeper isn't always better. People often come and they're like, well, I actually had one instance where someone was like, you are too small. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to give me the pressure that I want.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's just get through our session and then we'll talk afterwards. We'll see how you feel. And it's less about the force. It's less about, like, I need to just get in there with my elbows and, like, really use as much pressure as possible. It's more about being smart. It's less about force and more about being smart. And knowing where my body is in space so that your body can feel it without me having to really almost like force myself into your space. And that's not where healing comes from. There's so much more going on in your body that causes tight muscles or discomfort or pain than just that tissue being bound up, that I'm not just working on your muscle. I'm working with your nervous system. I'm working with so much more that force isn't going to really fix it. Mm-hmm. Deep pressure is adequate pressure at certain points, and like you need to be able to have that contact, but I don't need to crush you. I don't need to really make you hurt. You know, some people will say, you can't hurt me, I've got a really high pain tolerance. It doesn't need to get to that point. Mm-hmm. I just need to be smarter about my techniques and where are you stuck and how can I help coax your body into relaxation? Mm-hmm. Because that's where real healing happens, is when we can get your nervous system to relax, and then your body will be like, all right, this is a safe place to let go of my tension, to mm-hmm. let go of the baggage that I'm carrying. So it's a lot more than just mm-hmm. getting in there and crushing things up and breaking things up. That's a part of it, but it needs to be used in a smart way. Yeah.
And I'd like for you to just emphasize that. So to you, where does true healing come from?
From my own personal experience, true healing comes from a place when you can really quiet your inner dialogue with yourself. Like if you're just constantly running, and you're just always in an amped up state, mm-hmm. you're never going to get to the place where your body can truly just relax and sort of like pick up the pieces from daily life that can be so crazy and mm-hmm. reorganize them into a way that works better for you, mm-hmm. you know, to make you be more efficient in your life and to be mm-hmm. happier in your life. And I think that having that deeper relaxation is where that's going to come from.
Mm, that's nice. Okay. So what is your favorite thing? And I know you do massage, obviously, with us at Isthmus Wellness. What's your favorite thing about doing massage, like with a team of people, or, having acupuncture in conjunction with your massage practice? What do you like about that?
There's several different things that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. First two being the camaraderie. Mm-hmm. I love having so many people to work with in different days. It's mm-hmm. like you get to bounce different ideas off of each other, especially working with the other massage therapists. Like I can ask them questions like, mm-hmm. well, so if you have this condition, how does this help? And so mm-hmm. we can bounce ideas off of each other, and being able to talk with different acupuncturists, it's a whole different scope, but we have similarities. And so we're mm-hmm. able to really take a whole nother look at what's going on with our different clients. And a lot of times we share clients. Mm-hmm. So I'll see acupuncturists' clients and they'll see my clients, and we're able to really talk about what's going on. And I feel like that reaches a different level of healing for them because of our sharing. Yeah. And I think that's the best part of it, is the being able to share mm-hmm. on different levels with people. Yeah. Makes it fun to work with you guys.
Good. Fun is good.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess I feel like talking about the massage experience as a whole, like what do you, because there's so much going on in the massage therapy world right now. There's the memberships, and like you can get a massage at the gym from a water thing. Like there's all of these different concepts, right, of what is really a massage. What do you feel like really makes a massage therapy experience like whole? Like what really makes the massage therapy appointment and experience really stand out?
It's a really good question. The best thing that you can get out of a treatment is just that human contact. Sometimes we go through the day without having a single person touch you. And then when you really get someone's hands, or like just a hug or something, just that human contact, that can play a really large part in just helping you heal and helping you relax. Just being able to talk to somebody, or have someone listen to you, or have somebody put their hands on you in a really healing and helpful, friendly way, and like just make you feel safe and comforted. It's a really healing experience. Yeah. And there's some things that, you can go and get a massage from like one of those water things, or a massage chair, which feels really good, and it's, and it's great. It's a good tool to use, but there's nothing that can compare to having another human interact with you in a compassionate way. It is a really powerful experience.
So that I think, get a massage.
You should. So that's what I would say is the most unique thing about having a massage treatment.
Yeah, like the part that you said that really stood out to me, it was just like friendly touch, compassionate touch, healing touch, all of those things. It's like I don't know how often in our life we get the intention of touch with that. You know, it's like the kids, the intimate partner, but then where's the space for that?
Yeah, it's a whole different animal. It feels very different as well. Like getting a hug from your partner or your spouse or your children is very different than getting a hug from a friend or just like somebody who's heard your story and it's like, wow, you have gone through a lot. Do you want a hug? And sometimes that'll just make people break out into tears, and it may not, you know, you don't have to cry every time you get a hug, but like it really stimulates a very different emotion, a different feeling in your body.
Yeah.
Another piece to that too would be it's highly customizable. Like if you get into, you know, the machine type or just not having that contact, you don't really get the experience of someone else piecing out your challenges, helping you, working with you, and breaking down certain things that you might not be able to do on your own. And so having, it's almost like a teamwork. You know, you're coming in together. We're working at this as a team. You know, we're taking hands. We're working together. We're going to get through this. And you can kind of customize the treatment for each person. I mean, you could be the same coming in to see me for once a month, and it may be different every single time. It'll almost never be exactly the same.
I think that's a good point that you bring up too, because sometimes, you know, one thing I don't do is I don't create different names, because you guys, between all of you, 7, there are so many different types of therapies that we can offer. It's like if, as the client, that's what's cool. When you make an appointment, you don't have to say, well, I need 15 minutes of Swedish, then we need to do the deep tissue, then we need to do cupping, then, you know, it's like you just come in, and that's kind of what's different about here. You just come in and you guys do it. And I know when I refer you guys, like an acupuncture client, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't really tell you what to do. I just know that you're going to have that interaction and that you guys are going to decide what's best for everybody. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. And then to close our session, I'm just curious how often you get massage, and then how often you recommend that other people get treatment as well.
Yeah, so I try to get massage about once a month if I don't have something acute happening. Like if, you know, I'm an avid rock climber, so I do a lot of work with my arms, and I do a lot with my whole body, and so like it takes a toll. You know, if you're an athlete, you have a lot going on in your body, and so you may need a different massage style, but I like to get in at least once a month. If I can't get in with my coworkers, then I go in and get a massage from a good friend of mine who's also a really great massage therapist, and so we can share from each other in that way. I also like to learn by getting a massage. It's a really great way for me to continue to add to my toolbox. It's like, oh, that's what that feels like. I do that technique too, but I didn't know you could use it here, you know, and so being able to open my eyes in that way, and I think that having that regular treatment is really nice for me.
Okay.
So, and then as far as follow-ups for other people, it really matters who the person is and what they're dealing with. So, you know, if it's a very acute thing like a sprain, maybe we'll have different treatment protocol as far as that goes. But if it's down to, and we'll work together to come up with a maintenance plan, or you know, after 4 sessions, we'll reevaluate. Where are you, and how is this working? Do you need something else? We're very flexible as far as that goes.
Awesome. All right. Anything you want to add after talking, or anything that you feel would help other people to know?
Something that I really love to use in treatment are the oils.
Okay.
So I just want to add a little bit about how I use them in treatment.
Okay.
I do like to test each oil. So I don't just go in and I say, okay, well, marjorum's really good for relaxing the muscle tissue, but some people might not respond well to marjoram. They might have, you know, an opposite reaction. And so I like to figure out what's actually going on before I start using the oils, and it makes a huge difference. Just by inhaling the smell, their muscle can relax.
And then you put it on topically after the, you kind of decide which ones they do well with?
Yeah, and I'll put it on the spine or the bottom of the feet. So it just depends on what we're working with.
Okay. And then I guess the one thing I wanted to ask too was about the Maya massage. So 2 common questions I get for that is, when you're trying to conceive, when is the best time to get, I said Maya massage. It's actually the ATMAT, the Mayan abdominal therapy.
Yeah.
I know they changed it, but we'll go with that. So when is the best time to get it if you're actively trying to get pregnant? Because a big thing that we're using it for around here is the reproductive system.
Sure. So a good time to get the ATMAT is obviously when you're actively trying to conceive, and in that window after your period and then before ovulation. You can be ovulating at that time. It's just more of like before you actively have sex, you know, before you guys are trying to make that baby, come in before then. So you have that really long window before then, and then we'll work in that frame.
And what if they're spotting for a while? Is it okay to do it like some people spot maybe a normal period would be a week or less, they spot longer. Is it okay to do it while they're spotting?
Yeah, as long as you're not full on bleeding. You know, if you're in the middle of your flow, we'll have to adjust, but we won't really be able to access the uterus in a way that we can when you're not bleeding. So
and for the ATMAT, when can we get the ATMAT? So it's the abdominal therapy except for pregnancy. So once we find out we're pregnant, when can we come get that treatment?
Yeah, as long as you haven't had previous history of miscarriage. About 20 to 28 weeks is a good time to start doing the ATMAT.
And is there anything, because I think people are probably dying to know, because everyone most people are getting sick of being pregnant by the end of pregnancy. Yeah. Is there anything that the ATMAT can do kind of helping leading up to labor, getting ready for labor?
My favorite treatments to do are the ATMAT pregnancy treatments. They're so fun, and you can immediately see the relief on some of these women. It's just like, oh, this feels so good, you know, lifting it up. We're helping. Basically, the idea is we're getting the uterus in a good position, because wherever the uterus goes, baby goes. And a lot of times that discomfort you feel in your hips, or you're like having that shooting pain down the leg, or man, I have a lot of groin pain. A lot of that can be alleviated by just helping the uterus get into a better position so that she can carry that weight. And it feels so good.
It does.
Personal experience. I also love having it done. And it's really helpful. It makes labor more efficient. Again, having the uterus in the right position, she can flex and stretch and do the things that she has to do to help the baby come right out. You know, it'll help make things faster. It'll help, you know, it's a really great tool to add to that, that experience for you. And postpartum, really, really great postpartum as well. As long as you're not bleeding about 6 weeks after, it's a really, really nice thing to help lift everything back in, because gravity plays a toll when that baby comes out. Everything just kind of goes and just falls wherever, you know. And so getting the Arvigo techniques done is great for helping to increase the digestive assimilation, both postpartum and not. But it's especially helpful postpartum because things are in awkward positions a lot of times. So we're just helping to get everything lined up and get the blood moving.
Awesome. Get the blood moving. All right. And then anything you can do to bring on labor, or does the treatment change a little bit right there at the end?
Yeah.
What's the ready, set, go about?
The ready, set, go is what we call, it's like a labor prep.
Yeah.
And so we're helping the body get ready for that time of labor. And sometimes it can help stir things up like right away, like if you're a couple of days over or whatever. Sometimes that can really help get things moving and set the ball rolling for that. It changes a little bit. The technique changes a little bit. We do a lot to help like open the cervix, get her ready for allowing baby to come through, and it's just really potent. Awesome. I've sometimes had women have contractions on the table. Doesn't happen every time. Baby's really the boss here. They decide when and how to get moving, but
always. They're always the boss, even at 11.
Even at 11.
All right, great. Anything you want to add?
I think that's pretty complete for me.
Great. Thank you. I feel like I learned some more things. And thanks for coming on.
No problem.